Hello fellow audio nerds, I'm Steph and this is Major Hi-Fi. So from reading y'all's comments and just gaining an understanding of the type of people watching the channel, I wanted to kind of start a little bit of a new pattern here. I'm hoping for 2 reviews a week. One for headphones that are less expensive, more on the consumer side of things, at least in terms of price. And then one other review that's more sort of like super high-end, purely audiophile, more expensive headphones. Well, this week, I've got with me the Technica ATH-WS550iS. It originally goes for 99 bucks, and it's the newest in Technica's line of solid bass headphones, so I know it's gonna have, well, a solid bass. So let's go back in time. I'll share with you my first impressions, and then I'll meet you right back here for my overall thoughts. All right, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome to my place. So today I've got with me the Technica ATH-WS550iS. So yeah, let's see what's inside the box here. Alright, so really it's just the headphones that come in the box here. Pretty simple package. But let's take a closer look. So the headband, as you'll see, it's made of plastic. There are metal extenders here. There's a little bit of padding along the top of it, pretty soft feeling, not a huge thick layer, but still feels pretty good, coated in pleather. Now the headband then attaches to this yoke, and it lets the ear cups sort of rotate, only about this far, so just about, 90 degrees or so. Now the yoke's then attached to either side of the ear cup, and the ear cups can sort of rock a little bit back and forth. It's pretty comfortable on the head. The clamping force on it seems to be kind of perfect because it definitely feels secure, but it's not like overpowering or overly tight. As you'll notice, the ear cups themselves are pretty large. They do house a 53mm driver, so they kind of have to be big. But I like the look of them overall. You'll see this sort of ring of aluminum. There's also like kind of an indent right here, where like the middle of the ear cup is, and there's a 3-way ventilation system that actually helps with the bass response. Now these are part of the solid bass line, so I guess that's sort of what I should be listening for when I take a listen to these. But overall, yeah, I think the ear cups are, it's definitely going to be for somebody who wants an over-ear sort of design here. Now the ear pads are really kind of soft, same sort of material as the headband here. Soft foam, you'll see, and it also is coated in the same sort of pleather material. Now one thing worth noting is that you see the inside hole of this ear pad. Now this is a really big sort of hole, and it really leaves a lot of space for the ear to sort of sit. Now I have pretty small ears, and the results is that my ear sort of sits right in the middle. It doesn't touch the ear pad really at all, although my ear does hit the ear cup a little bit. For those of you with big ears, I think these are going to be a really awesome option for you because it leaves enough space for the whole ear to sort of be encapsulated by the ear cup. So I think if you have big ears and you have a hard time finding something that fits you, these are going to be a good option. You'll notice here that the cable is a flat cable, so it's supposed to sort of help avoid getting tangled up. Now the cable attaches to both ear cups. It's not detachable, but actually it feels pretty dang durable. I mean, the connector itself just feels really hardy, like it has some real strength to it, so I think this will last you a good amount of time. There's also on the cable a little microphone here for your gaming needs and your talking on the phone needs. Now I do like the length of this cable. It's pretty standard 1.2 meters, but it's just kind of perfect for a casual listener, somebody who is listening either to their phone or playing a game on the computer. It's just a good length, easygoing and manageable cable. Alright, so let's take a listen to these babies. I'm expecting a big powerful bass. It's in the name, really. Let's see how it sounds. the bass is big. I was just listening to the song Broken featuring Earth Boy by the Bamboos. Now the kick drum and the bass guitar sounded huge, lots of like subby sort of energy to it, and it really seemed to push a lot of air. There's just sort of a sense of solidity and power to that kick drum that sort of created a big foundation for the rest of the frequencies. And yeah, I'm curious though to focus on the mids, because there seemed to be a little bit of cloudiness there. Let me take a closer look. Okay, so I was just listening to the song City on the Hill by Desapracidos. Now, yeah, the guitars sounded freaking huge. Like, there's definitely a boost a little bit in the low mids, and because of that, the electric guitars came through with like so much big power. Now, these electric guitars blended a little bit with the bass, it sounded like to me, and also the sort of like crispness of the distortion of those guitars felt a little bit lower in the mix. Like, there's just a little bit less clarity in the high mids. The vocals sort of sat a little bit lower in the mix as well. But overall, listening to those guitars just sounded super powerful. So, depending on what you're looking for in rock music, these could be a good option for you, or not, depending on what you want. Yeah, so I was just listening to the song Run That Back by DJ Jazzy Jeff, featuring Sean Burgundy and Black Ice. And yeah, so in this song, there are three sort of distinct high frequency things. There's a tambourine, there's a hi-hat, and there are hand claps. Now, they all came through with a lot of crispness, especially in sort of the lower treble area, so it really sort of cut through well. They did sit a little bit tonally different in the mix than usual, which makes me think that the high end's a little bit uneven, but that said, it came through with crispness, and because of that was effective, you know, aesthetically pleasing for this genre. Cool, I was just listening to the song Green Light by Lord, and the soundstage is alright. There's not really a whole lot of sense of depth with these, but I was getting a good sense of width when the chorus comes in on that song. The synths sort of explode outwards, and I really sort of got that feeling from these headphones. It didn't feel super accurate, it just felt like it expanded a bit, and that was pretty cool. There's also a good sense of sort of height with these, you know, I guess in this song, sort of the kick drum anchoring things downward, Lord's vocal sort of like hovering right up on top because it's very brightly mixed, and then that in addition with the high frequency emphasis of these. So anyway, there's definitely a soundstage there, something worth exploring a little bit deeper. So meet me back at the Major Hi-Fi office, and I'll share with you my overall thoughts on these. Alright, here we go. The low end on these babies is really big. Some might even say boomy. And for that reason, it's very impactful for genres that use low end as a method to exert power or exert emotion. And it's also just sort of comes across in a powerful, sort of punchy way. It is a really big bass, and so for those of you who like a big bass for hip-hop, pop, rock, these will definitely give you the punch that you're looking for. And just as the low end is boosted, the low mids have a bit of a boost as well. This sometimes creates a little bit of cloudiness, but at the same time, it creates a good deal of thickness. So it sounds really cool for big electric guitars, big synths, things where you want that sort of region to have a lot of power. If you're looking for ultimate clarity down there, then these really won't be the ones for you, but if you're just looking for something to get you in the mood, you know, get you sort of like pumped up, if you're looking for something to sort of jolt you, if you're playing video games, you want a big explosive sound, then the mid-range on these is going to do that for you. Conversely though, the high mids are a little bit ducked, and as a result, vocals tend to sit a little bit lower in the mix. There's less of a sense of like crispness in the high mids, so there is a little bit of a loss of detail there, but if you're looking for strict power, then you know, it's still effective. There's just a little bit less clarity up in the high mids. Now, the high frequencies certainly have emphasis, and I hear it both in the lower treble and the upper treble, with sort of some cuts in between those two. As a result, these headphones work well for genres that want a high-end emphasis but don't necessarily need high-end neutrality or richness. So I really wouldn't recommend these headphones for folk, jazz, anything that uses like kind of violins or strings or anything that needs super kind of accurate richness up there. But for things like hip-hop again, pop, where you just really want sort of the vocal to have some extra air and extra sort of detail, things like hip-hop, where you really want that hi-hat to cut through, these definitely do the trick. Likewise, in terms of like footsteps for gaming, these aren't really my favorite. I think that you'd actually be better off with something with a little bit more high-mid presence for something like that. But in terms of explosions, these definitely get it right. While the soundstage on these isn't super accurate, for a pair of $100 headphones, it's actually pretty fun. And because of the low frequency and high frequency sort of like range of these headphones, the big boominess in the lows and the crisp highs, you definitely will find a sense of height there. Now, the sense of width isn't expansive, but it is expressive, and probably because of just the amount of low-mid information on these, the width sort of ends up kind of coming across as sort of like blooming when things, for example, in the chorus, like pan out super wide, or, you know, basically mixed decisions sort of go from being narrow to wide. You'll definitely get a sense of expressiveness there. Overall, the ATH-WS550iS is a really good option for those looking to fit within a budget, something that has a really big, massive low end, something that conveys a lot of power. If you want those electric guitars to come through and like really hit you, this is gonna be a good option for you. And likewise, if you really want the low end to just like really hit you in the gut, I think you might really enjoy these. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, and for another perspective on these headphones, check out the link in the description to the Major Hi-Fi blog. Alright everybody, thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.